Hey guys, today I'm going to let you hear some really cool 80s metal guitar tones, and you're going to hear this in the full mix, you know, where it counts, and you're also going to hear the full song with the rhythms recorded and the lead guitar tracks recorded. Now, the highlight of this video, the tone that I'm highlighting here, is from my EVH 5153 amp, and it's the one with the EL34 tubes. Now, I'm not using the super high gain red channel for this though. I'm actually using the blue channel. Hang around after the video because I'm going to share my settings with you, the mic placement, and all that good stuff. So hang around for that. Here's the song. First things first, I am using my good old trusted ESP LTD M-1000 Deluxe guitar. You know, I've had this guitar for a long time, and I've got another short story about this guitar and the song you just heard. I'll share that in a second, but let's get into the settings real quick, guys, because this is like the really important part of the video. So for my rhythm guitars, let's break that down first. I recorded 2 tracks. As you guys who follow me, you know I always record 2 rhythm guitar tracks and a hard pan each track. Now let's take a look at the settings, and the rhythm tracks had the exact same settings. I didn't mess around with any of that stuff, so you can see my settings here. I'll throw that up on the screen for you. And there's nothing really crazy going on, you know. I have my bass kind of at like a really modest level there. I usually cut the mids a little and I boost the treble a little bit. Nothing crazy. Now my gain was not all the way up. I had it around about 8, as you can see here, somewhere around that 7-8 range here. And really the volume wasn't that loud either. I mean, it's loud for the room I'm in. I'm in a 10 by 11 studio, but all in all, it really wasn't that loud. I just had to crank the mic up in my interface to, you know, to capture the sound. So I did that times 2, right? So that's 2 guitar tracks, but there's a change to each of those guitar tracks, and it wasn't in the amp settings. It was actually the mic placement. So for rhythm track 1, the rhythm track that you heard, I believe, in the left speaker, that was recorded with my mic kind of off to the side of the cone and like right up against the grill there. Now for the other guitar track, the one you hear in the right side, I moved my mic over a little bit more towards the center of the cone and I actually backed it off probably about 1 inch away from the grill there. So I do that because it gives me a distinct tone from the other guitar. In my experience in recording, whenever you record the exact same tone for your guitar tracks, I don't know, it just kind of loses something there. But when you just do something like just barely move that mic over a little bit somewhere different, or even change something in the EQ, just use something a little different, it just adds so much more life to the song and just so much more, I don't know, it's got more of that organic feel. Now, one thing I didn't share with you, and I should have shared with you, I should have shared this earlier, is I did use a booster pedal, guys. So this tone that you're getting out of the blue channel, in my opinion, it is more of that, I don't want to say it's mimicking the Marshall tone, but it does kind of give you that hard rock and early style heavy metal of, you know, what you would hear with those Marshall amps. I'll just say maybe a JCM 800 or something like that. So it's got that same character to it, if that makes sense. So for this style of metal that I'm recording, I did use a booster. However, I had the gain or the drive on my booster pedal all the way down. Now let's talk quickly about the lead guitar channel, and I'm going to share the story about the association with the guitar I use to the song that you just heard. So the lead guitar channel, here's the thing, I didn't really change much of anything at all. So I had already just recorded the guitar track you heard in the right speaker there, the one panned right. So I left the mic towards the center of the cone, but I just moved it up just a little bit, you know, closer to the grill. And to me, that helps that lead track cut through the mix a little bit better. Another thing that helps your leads cut through the mix is boosting the mids, especially if your rhythm guitar tracks, if those mids are cut, then you boost the mids on the lead. That really helps it soar up the middle and helps it be heard a little bit better. I also boosted the bass just a little bit more than what I had it for the rhythm tracks, just to give it more of that, you know, that. So that's the only thing. There was one more thing actually. On the booster channel, because I really was not satisfied with the lead, you know, the lead tone I was getting, and I still don't know if I'm really satisfied with it, probably not. But anyway, so after I listened to it, after I recorded the first time, I went back and re-recorded by boosting my distortion pedal or my overdrive pedal. I just boosted the gain or the distortion level on that just a little bit, up to around like 2, just to give it that little bit of edge there. Now, in a real scenario, and we're in one right now, this is real, I think anyway, but you know what I mean. If I were recording like an actual song that I was going to release, so I would have no problem using the blue channel for my rhythms, because I was liking what I was getting out of that. However, for some of the heavier stuff, and if you want that saturation, I do believe you need that overdrive in front of the amp for that. Now, for leads, whether it's that style of rock and metal I was just playing or anything heavier, I would definitely opt for the red channel on the EVH 5153 for the leads, because you're just going to get far more sustain and just, I don't know, just more like of those soaring leads, you know, that us guitar players, us metal guitar players are looking for. And that's just my opinion. That's just my preference, you know. Now, the other thing to this, if I had the amp volume cranked up a lot more, maybe I could have gotten the lead tone I would have wanted from the blue channel. And I might even got some, you know, different type of tones for my rhythms as well. But I only had my volume for this amp at about 2. I'm just looking over here. Yeah, at about 2, so very low volume. You guys know I'm in a 10 by 11 studio here, so I don't really have the luxury of cranking it too loud, but I can crank it loud enough to get a decent signal running through my DAW. So that's just another caveat I wanted to share with you about this specific tone, so that gives you all those juicy details. Now, this guitar, this ESP LTD M-1000 Deluxe. the story behind this guitar and the song you just heard. So that song was recorded. That's actually a real song. Real in the fact that it's actually released. That's a song called Out There. And it's on my first album I released in 2013 called Apocalyptic Dreams. Most of you know about that. If you don't, there is a link in the YouTube description to go check that out. This guitar is what I used to record that entire album, all the rhythms and leads you hear in that album. So I just want to share that tidbit with you. I figured maybe you'd think that's cool, and it is. Anyway, guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That really helps my channel, and make sure you subscribe and ding that little bell so you get the notifications every time I release videos. I'm always releasing cool stuff for you. Sometimes it's educational, sometimes it's entertainment, sometimes it's inspirational, like the video that if you go back and watch the video I posted before this one, there's like a motivational, inspirational video of where I screwed up on something, and I share that story with you. So go check that out as well. I'll leave the little link up here, and you'll see that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate you all. Until the next video, as always, keep it metal.